चलिए हम लोग ह्यूमन रिप्रोडक्शन में मॉड्यूल की एक्सरसाइज क्वेश्चन कर लेते हैं। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, सोमैटिक क्रोमोसोम नंबर इज सेम इन। जी हाँ, सोमैटिक क्रोमोसोम नंबर इज सेम इन चिंपैंजी एंड गोरिल्ला। जी हाँ, सोमैटिक क्रोमोसोम नंबर इज सेम इन चिंपैंजी एंड गोरिल्ला। क्वेश्चन सेकेंड, ए सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन इज absent in। ऑप्शंस आर प्लेनेरिया, हाइड्रा, साइकोन, पेरीप्लानेटा। जी हाँ, इन पेरीप्लानेटा सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन इज absent। जी हाँ, इन पेरीप्लानेटा सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन इज absent। क्वेश्चन थर्ड, बाइनरी फिजन इज occurs in all except। जी हाँ, बाइनरी फिजन इज occurred in all, that is amoeba, euglena, paramecium, except plasmodium। जी हाँ, बाइनरी फिजन इज occurred in all, that is amoeba, euglena, paramecium, except plasmodium। Question 4, during unfavorable conditions amoeba reproduces by। जी हाँ, ड्यूरिंग अनफेवरेबल कंडीशंस अमीबा रिप्रोड्यूसेस बाय मल्टीपल फिजन। जी हाँ, ड्यूरिंग अनफेवरेबल कंडीशंस अमीबा रिप्रोड्यूसेस बाय मल्टीपल फिजन। क्वेश्चन 5, क्लोन्स आर। जी हाँ, क्लोन्स आर जेनेटिकली एंड मॉर्फोलॉजिकली सिमिलर टू देयर पेरेंट। जी हाँ, क्लोन्स आर जेनेटिकली एंड मॉर्फोलॉजिकली सिमिलर टू देयर पेरेंट। क्वेश्चन 6, tubuli erecti of seminiferous tubules open into। जी हाँ, tubuli erecti of seminiferous tubules open into aerated testis। जी हाँ, tubuli erecti of seminiferous tubules open into aerated testis। Question 7, scrotal sac of man are connected with the abdominal cavity by। जी हाँ, scrotal sac of man are connected with the abdominal cavity by inguinal canal। जी हाँ, scrotal sac of man are connected with the abdominal cavity by inguinal canal। Question 8, sperms are stored and nourished inside। जी हाँ, sperms are stored and nourished inside epididymis। जी हाँ, sperms are stored and nourished inside epididymis। Question 9, ostium is an aperture present in। जी हाँ, ostium is an aperture present in fallopian funnel। जी हाँ, ostium is an aperture present in fallopian funnel। Question 10, egg is liberated from ovary and enters the fallopian tube in which stage। जी हाँ, egg is liberated from ovary and enters the fallopian tube in secondary oocytes। जी हाँ, egg is liberated from ovary and enters the fallopian tube in secondary oocytes। Question 11. Decline in level of which hormones is the immediate cause of menstruation? जी हाँ, डिक्लाइन इन लेवल ऑफ प्रोजेस्टेरॉन हार्मोन इज द इमीडिएट कॉज ऑफ मेंस्ट्रुएशन. जी हाँ, डिक्लाइन इन लेवल ऑफ प्रोजेस्टेरॉन हार्मोन इज द immediate cause of menstruation. Question 12. LH surge occurs during which phase of 28-day menstrual cycle in a human female? जी हाँ, LH surge occurs during at the middle of cycle phase of 28-day menstrual cycle in a human female. जी हाँ, LH surge occurs during at the middle of cycle phase of 28-day menstrual cycle in a human female. Question 13. The correct sequence of hormones secreted from beginning of menstrual cycle is? जी हाँ, the correct sequence of hormones secreted from the beginning of menstrual cycle is FSH, estrogen, progesterone. जी हाँ, the correct sequence of hormones secreted from the beginning of menstrual cycle is FSH, estrogen, progesterone. Question 14. A stage of embryo development at which implantation occur in human female is? जी हाँ, blastocytes is a stage of embryo development at which implantation occurs in human female. जी हाँ, blastocytes is a stage of embryo development at which implantation occurs in human female. Question 15. Termination of gastrulation is marked by? जी हाँ, termination of gastrulation is marked by obliteration of blastocele. जी हाँ, termination of gastrulation is marked by obliteration of blastocele. Question 16. Gastrulation comprises? जी हाँ, gastrulation comprises morphogenetic movements, differentiation of archintron, differentiation of three germ layers. जी हाँ, gastrulation comprises morphogenetic movements, differentiation of archintron, differentiation of three germ layers. Question 17. After a sperm has penetrated an ovum, the entry of other sperms is prevented by? जी हाँ, after a sperm has penetrated an ovum, the entry of other sperms is prevented by development of fertilization membrane. जी हाँ, after a sperm has penetrated an ovum, the entry of other sperms is prevented by development of fertilization membrane. Question 18. Hormone administered for hastening childbirth is meant for? जी हाँ, hormone administered for hastening childbirth is meant for contraction of smooth muscles. जी हाँ, hormone administered for hastening childbirth is meant for contraction of smooth muscles. Question 19. Active enrolling of endodermal and mesodermal cells into interior of amphibian embryo is. जी हाँ, एक्टिव इनरोलिंग ऑफ इंडोडर्मल एंड mesodermal cells into interior of amphibian embryo is involution. जी हाँ, एक्टिव इनरोलिंग ऑफ इंडोडर्मल एंड mesodermal cells into interior of amphibian embryo is involution. Question 20. During embryonic development, which of the following is formed first? जी हाँ, during embryonic development, neural tube is formed first. जी हाँ, during embryonic development, neural tube is formed first. चलिए हम लोग सेक्शन ए एनसीईआरटी बेस्ड एमसीक्यूज कर लेते हैं. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. साइक्लिक चेंजेस इन एक्टिविटीज ऑफ reproductive organs undergoing oestrus cycle are observed in. जी हाँ, साइक्लिक चेंजेस इन एक्टिविटीज ऑफ reproductive organs undergoing oestrus cycle are observed in cows. जी हाँ, साइक्लिक चेंजेस इन एक्टिविटीज ऑफ reproductive organs undergoing oestrus cycle are observed in cows. Question second. Formation of zygote is observed in those animals that. जी हाँ, formation of zygote is observed in those animals that exhibit internal fertilization, undergo external fertilization, are diploid, exhibit great synchrony in laying gametes in water. In all of these, जी हाँ, formation of zygote is observed in those animals that exhibit internal fertilization, undergo external fertilization, are diploid, exhibit great synchrony in laying gametes in water. Question 3. Drones of apis are. जी हाँ, drones of apis are fertile males. जी हाँ, drones of apis are fertile males. Question 4. Proper embryonic care and protection increases chances of survival of young ones in. जी हाँ, proper embryonic care and protection increase chances of survival of young ones in terrestrial but viviparous animals. जी हाँ, proper embryonic care and protection increase chances of survival of young ones in terrestrial but viviparous animals. Question 5. The chromosome number in myocytes of human being is dash dash while genetic constitution of their male gametes may be represented by dash dash. Choose the option that fills the blanks correctly. बिल्कुल, क्रोमोसोम नंबर इन myocytes of human being is 46 while genetic constitution of their male gametes may be represented by 22 plus X. बिल्कुल, क्रोमोसोम नंबर इन myocytes of human being is 46 while genetic constitution of their male gametes may be represented by 22 plus X. Question 6. Mode of reproduction that enables creation of new variants leading to enhanced survival advantage is the mode of reproduction that enables creation of new variants leading to enhanced survival advantage is sexual reproduction. The mode of reproduction that enables creation of new variants leading to enhanced survival advantage is sexual reproduction. Question 7. A vital process without which human species cannot survive for long is a vital process without which human species cannot survive for long is reproduction. A vital process without which human species cannot survive for long is reproduction. Question 8. Single cell division is in itself a mode of reproduction in single cell division is in itself a mode of reproduction in paramecium. Single cell division is in itself a mode of reproduction in paramecium. Question 9. Which amongst the following has minimum lifespan? Question 10. Which is not true for the biological process called reproduction? Question 11. Is sexual reproduction differs from sexual reproduction as a sexual reproduction differs from sexual reproduction as gamete fusion is not seen in a sexual reproduction. A sexual reproduction differs from sexual reproduction as gamete fusion is not seen in a sexual reproduction. Question 12. Select the correct match. जी हाँ जिम्यूलस का मैचिंग स्पॉन्ज से करेक्ट मैच है। जी हाँ जिम्यूलस का मैचिंग स्पॉन्ज से करेक्ट मैच है। क्वेश्चन 13. Event not occurring during embryogenesis of male fetus is जी हाँ gamete formation is that event which does not occurring during embryogenesis of male fetus. Question 14. Offspring produced as a result of a sexual reproduction is जी हाँ offspring produced as a result of a sexual reproduction is identical to one another and exact copies of their parent. Question 15. Menstrual cycle is in the characteristic feature of which group of animals? जी हाँ menstrual cycle is the characteristic feature of primate mammals. Question 16. Read the following statements and find how many statements are correct. Question 17. During embryogenesis, zygote undergoes dash dash and dash dash. जी हाँ ड्यूरिंग embryogenesis zygote undergoes mitosis and cell differentiation. Question 18. In most aquatic organisms, they release a large number of gametes into the surrounding medium to enhance the chance of जी हाँ, in most aquatic organisms they release a large number of gametes into surrounding medium to enhance the chance of syngamy. Question 19. The structure which is related to asexual reproduction is. जी हाँ, the structure which is related to asexual reproduction is gemmules. Question 20. Maximum lifespan of crow is. जी हाँ, maximum lifespan of crow is 15 years. जी हाँ, maximum lifespan of crow is 15 years. Question 21. In the given characters, which character is not related with asexual reproduction? Question 22. Choose the incorrect match with respect to chromosome number in diploid cell of organism. Dog 78, housefly 12, rat 42, fruit fly 4. जी हाँ, फ्रूट फ्लाई 4 इनकरेक्ट मैच है. Question 23 is sexual reproduction through longitudinal binary fission occurs in. जी हाँ, is sexual reproduction through longitudinal binary fission occurs in Euglena. जी हाँ, is sexual reproduction through longitudinal binary fission occurs in Euglena. Question 24. A rhinotoki is absent in which organism? Options are honeybees, aphids, turkey, wasp. जी हाँ, a rhinotoki is absent in aphids. Question 25. By the end of dash dash, the body is covered with fine hair, eyelids separate, and eyelashes are formed. Choose the option that fills the blanks correctly. जी हाँ, by the end of second trimester, the body is covered with fine hair, eyelids separate, and eyelashes are formed. Question 25. Duration of luteal phase in a woman whose menstrual cycle is of 34 days is. जी हाँ, duration of luteal phase in a woman whose menstrual cycle is of 34 days is 14 days. जी हाँ, duration of luteal phase in a woman whose menstrual cycle is of 34 days is 14 days. Question 27. Choose the odd one with respect to external genitalia of a female. Options are cervix, clitoris, hymen, mons pubis. जी हाँ, cervix is odd one with respect to external genitalia of a female. Question 28. Hormone responsible for a release of milk by mammary glands is. जी हाँ, hormone responsible for a release of milk by mammary glands is oxytocin. Question 29. The paired accessory gland of male reproductive system whose secretion contains fructose is. जी हाँ, the paired accessory gland of male reproductive system whose secretions contain fructose is seminal vesicle. जी हाँ, the paired accessory gland of male reproductive system whose secretions contain fructose is seminal vesicle. क्वेश्चन 30 सिग्नल्स फॉर पार्चुरेशन ओरिजिनेट फ्रॉम। जी हाँ, सिग्नल्स फॉर पार्चुरेशन ओरिजिनेट फ्रॉम प्लासेंटा एंड फुली डेवलप्ड fetus। जी हाँ, सिग्नल्स फॉर पार्चुरेशन ओरिजिनेट फ्रॉम प्लासेंटा एंड फुली डेवलप्ड fetus। क्वेश्चन 31 रीड द गिवन स्टेटमेंट्स एंड बताइए इनमें से कौन स्टेटमेंट्स सही है। जी हाँ, बोथ स्टेटमेंट सही है, यानी कि लीडिंग सेल्स आर लोकेटेड इन इंटरस्टिशियल स्पेसिस इन टेस्टिस, यह भी सही है। सर्टोली सेल्स ऑफ सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स प्रोवाइड नॉरिशमेंट टू डेवलपिंग स्पर्म्स, यह भी सही है। क्वेश्चन 32 शीडिंग ऑफ एंडोमेट्रियम इज ट्रिगर्ड बाय डिक्लाइन इन। जी हाँ, शीडिंग ऑफ एंडोमेट्रियम इज ट्रिगर्ड बाय डिक्लाइन इन प्रोजेस्टेरॉन। जी हाँ, शीडिंग ऑफ एंडोमेट्रियम इज ट्रिगर्ड बाय डिक्लाइन इन प्रोजेस्टेरॉन। क्वेश्चन 33 हार्मोन सेक्रेटेड ओनली ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी इज। जी हाँ, हार्मोन सेक्रेटेड ओनली ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी इज HPL। जी हाँ, हार्मोन सेक्रेटेड ओनली ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी इज HPL। क्वेश्चन 34 विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट अ हार्मोन सेक्रेटेड बाय कॉर्पस लुटियम। ऑप्शंस आर रिलैक्सिन, प्रोजेस्टेरॉन, एस्ट्रोजन। जी हाँ, ल्यूटिनाइजिंग हार्मोन इज नॉट अ हार्मोन सेक्रेटेड बाय कॉर्पस लुटियम। क्वेश्चन 35 ए क्रोमोसोम नंबर इन मियोसाइट्स ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग इज डैश डैश while genetic constitution of their male gamete may be represented by dash dash। जी हाँ, द क्रोमोसोम नंबर इन मियोसाइट्स ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग इज 46 while genetic constitution of their male gametes may be represented by 22 plus X। Question 36 which cell organelle is energy source for swimming of sperm। जी हाँ, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया इज द एनर्जी सोर्स फॉर स्विमिंग ऑफ sperms। Question 37 match the items given in column 1 and with those in column second and choose the correct option। बताइए मिनार्की का आप मैचिंग किससे कीजिएगा। जी हाँ, मिनार्की की मैचिंग फर्स्ट मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल एट प्यूबर्टी से होगी। बताइए मेनोपॉज की मैचिंग किससे होगा। जी हाँ, मेनोपॉज की मैचिंग एवरप्ट इंक्रीज इन गोनाडोट्रोपिन्स से होगा। अमीनोरिया की मैचिंग किससे होगा। जी हाँ, अमीनोरिया की मैचिंग फर्टिलाइजेशन ऑफ ओवा से होगा। जी हाँ, अमीनोरिया की मैचिंग फर्टिलाइजेशन ऑफ ओवा से होगा। क्वेश्चन 38 नॉर्मल फर्टिलाइजेशन ऑफ स्पर्म एंड ओवम इन ह्यूमन फीमेल अक्यूर्स इन। जी हाँ, नॉर्मल फर्टिलाइजेशन ऑफ स्पर्म एंड ओवम इन ह्यूमन फीमेल्स अक्यूर्स इन एम्प्यूला। जी हाँ, नॉर्मल फर्टिलाइजेशन ऑफ स्पर्म एंड ओवम इन ह्यूमन फीमेल्स अक्यूर्स इन एम्प्यूला। क्वेश्चन 39 सेलेक्ट द इनकरेक्ट पाथवे ऑफ स्पर्म्स ट्रांसपोर्ट। जी हाँ, correct pathway of sperm transport is retestis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens. जी हाँ, correct pathway of sperm transport is retestis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens. Question 40. In human beings, menstrual cycles ceases around 50 years of age. This is termed as. जी हाँ, in human beings, menstrual cycles ceases around 50 years of age. This is termed as menopause. जी हाँ, in human beings, menstrual cycles ceases around 50 years of age. This is termed as menopause. Question 41. Appearance of hair on the head in a fetus occurs during. जी हाँ, appearance of hair on the head in a fetus occurs during fifth month. जी हाँ, appearance of hair on the head in a fetus occurs during fifth month. Question 42. Read the following statements and choose correct option. जी हाँ, both statements correct है और statement second correct explanation है of statement 1. मतलब during pregnancy the level of hormones like estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine etc. are increased several folds in the maternal blood, and its explanation is increased production of these hormones is essential for supporting the fetal growth, metabolic changes in the mother, and maintenance of pregnancy. Question 43. FSH Sertoli cell LH dash dash. Complete analogy with correct option. जी हाँ, FSH Sertoli cells LH Leydig cells. जी हाँ, FSH Sertoli cells LH Leydig cells. Question 44. In human female, menstruation can be delayed by the administration of. जी हाँ, in human female, menstruation can be delayed by the administration of progesterone. जी हाँ, in human female, menstruation can be delayed by the administration of progesterone. Question 45. A temporary endocrine gland formed after ovulation in human female is. जी हाँ, a temporary endocrine gland formed after ovulation in a human female is corpus luteum. Question 46. Funnel shaped part of the oviduct closer to the ovary is. जी हाँ, funnel shaped part of the oviduct closer to the ovary is infundibulum. Question 47. Embryo with 8 to 16 blastomeres is called. जी हाँ, embryo with 8 to 16 blastomeres is called morula. Question 48. Which structure lies at the upper junction of the two labia minora above the urethral opening? जी हाँ, clitoris is that structure which lies at the upper junction of the two labia minora above the urethral opening. Question 49. Which of the following is the constituent of semen? जी हाँ, seminal plasma along with sperm is constituent of semen. Section B, objective type question. First, transverse binary fission is observed in. जी हाँ, transverse binary fission is observed in Paramecium and Planaria. Question second, which of the following statements is incorrect with respect to external fertilization? Question third, thelytoki is observed in. जी हाँ, thelytoki is observed in Viptile lizard and rock lizard. Question 4. All the following are functions of Sertoli cells except. जी हाँ, all of the following are function of Sertoli cells, यानी कि the cell support developing germ cells and provide them with nutrition. Second, the secrete androgen binding protein, यानी कि ABP, that concentrates testosterone in seminiferous tubule. Third, these cells form blood testis barrier, except the secrete androgens which develop. Question 5. In the human male reproductive system, vasa efferentia connects. जी हाँ, in the human male reproductive system, vasa efferentia connects rete testis with epididymis. जी हाँ, in the human male reproductive system, vasa efferentia connects rete testis with epididymis. Question 6. Surgical removal of prepuce is known as. जी हाँ, सर्जिकल रिमूवल ऑफ prepuce is known as circumcision. जी हाँ, सर्जिकल रिमूवल ऑफ prepuce is known as circumcision. Question 7. Complete the following statement with two blanks A and B. जी हाँ, when testes do not descend into the scrotum, it is called cryptorchidism and is caused by deficiency of testosterone. जी हाँ, when testes do not descend into the scrotum, it is called cryptorchidism and is caused by deficiency of testosterone. Question 8. How many primary follicles are left in each ovary at puberty? जी हाँ, 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles are left in each ovary at puberty. जी हाँ, 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles are left in each ovary at puberty. Question 9. In human ovary. जी हाँ, in human ovary, tunica albuginea is present beneath germinal epithelium. Question 10. At menopause, there is a rise in level of gonadotropins which is due to pills in level of. जी हाँ, after menopause there is a rise in level of gonadotropins which is due to falls in level of both estrogen and progesterone. Question 11. Consider the following diagrams of section of ovary with labeled parts A, B, C, and D. Which of the labeled part first shows the presence of antrum folliculi? Question 12. Select the incorrect statement with respect to spermatogenesis. Question 13. During spermatogenesis, sperm head becomes embedded in the Sertoli cells and are finally released from the seminiferous tubules by the process called. जी हाँ, during spermatogenesis, sperm head becomes embedded in the Sertoli cells and are finally released from the seminiferous tubules by the process called spermiation. जी हाँ, during spermatogenesis, sperm head becomes embedded in the Sertoli cells and are finally released from the seminiferous tubules by the process called spermiation. Question 14. Which of the following inhibits the release of LH, yeah, ISH from anterior pituitary in the human male? जी हाँ, both rise in level of inhibin and rise in level of testosterone inhibits the release of LH या ICSH from anterior pituitary in human male. जी हाँ, both rise in level of inhibin and rise in level of testosterone inhibits the release of LH या ICSH from anterior pituitary in human male. Question 15. Ampulla is present in. Question 16. In the given diagram of male reproductive system, find out the incorrect description of labeled part A, B, C, and D. Question 17. Which of the following is incorrect with respect to vagina? Options are non-glandular, contains friendly bacteria, copulatory canals, receives male's penis during coitus, and last lined by pseudo-stratified columnar non-ciliated epithelium. The incorrect with respect to vagina is lined by pseudo-stratified columnar non-ciliated epithelium. Question 18. Find out the incorrect statement. Options are secretion of epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicle, and prostate are essential for maturation and motility of sperms. The primary oocyte within the tertiary follicle completes its first meiotic division. Sperm lysine contains Juna lysine which dissolves Juna pellucida. And the last, meiosis second in secondary oocytes is completed when a sperm touches Juna pellucida in fallopian tube. The incorrect statement is meiosis second in secondary spermatocyte is completed when a sperm touches Juna pellucida in fallopian tube. Question 19. How many total polar bodies are formed in human female? जी हाँ, two polar bodies are formed in human female bodies. Question 20. If the menstrual cycle of a female is of 40 days, then ovulation takes place on. जी हाँ, if the menstrual cycle of a female is of 40 days, then ovulation takes place on 26th days. जी हाँ, if the menstrual cycle of a female is of 40 days, then ovulation takes place on 26th days. Question 21. The formation of LH receptors over granulosa cells occurring a dash dash phase of a periodic cycle under the influence of. जी हाँ, the formation of LH receptors over granulosa cells occurring during proliferative phase of a periodic cycle under the influence of FSH and estrogen. जी हाँ, the formation of LH receptors over granulosa cells occurring during proliferative phase of a periodic cycle under the influence of FSH and estrogen. Question 22. Which of the following is incorrect with respect to secondary sex organs? Options are conduct gametes, do not produce gametes, oviducts and uterus, and secondary sex organs in human female. जी हाँ, incorrect with respect to secondary sex organs is produce sex hormones. Question 23. Erection of a penis is caused by. जी हाँ, erection of a penis is caused by parasympathetic stimulation. जी हाँ, erection of a penis is caused by parasympathetic stimulation. Question 24. The ovaries are attached to broad ligament of uterus by a double fold of peritoneum called. जी हाँ, the ovaries are attached to broad ligament of uterus by a double fold of peritoneum called mesothelium. जी हाँ, the ovaries are attached to broad ligament of uterus by a double fold of peritoneum called mesothelium. Question 25. Choose the correct sequence of stages during ovarian cycle. जी हाँ, ग्राफियन फॉलिकल, कॉर्पस हाइमोराइजिकम, कॉर्पस ल्यूटियम, कॉर्पस एल्बिकन्स. जी हाँ, ग्राफियन फॉलिकल, कॉर्पस हाइमोराइजिकम, कॉर्पस ल्यूटियम, कॉर्पस एल्बिकन्स. Question 26. All of the following happen during menstrual phase except. जी हाँ, all of the following happen during menstrual phase, that is fall in a level of progesterone, back down of endometrium, 30 to 50 ml blood is lost, except development of follicle. जी हाँ, all of the following happen during menstrual phase, that is fall in a level of progesterone, back down of endometrium, 30 to 50 ml blood is lost, except development of follicle. Question 27. Which of the following hormone appears in urine after menopause? जी हाँ, FSH hormone appears in urine after menopause. जी हाँ, FSH hormone appears in urine after menopause. Question 28. Which of the following is not the function of progesterone? Options are stimulates uterine gland to become secretory, maintenance of endometrium for implantation, thickening of cervical mucus, contraction of myoepitheliocytes of mammary glands for ejection of milk. जी हाँ, not the function of progesterone is the contraction of myoepitheliocytes of mammary glands for ejection of milk. Question 29. Consider the following statements and state which of them are true or false. जी हाँ, if calcium 2 plus is absent fertilization does not occur, यह true है. जी हाँ, if calcium 2 plus is absent fertilization does not occur, यह true है. बाकी सब के सब false हैं. Question 30. Ectopic pregnancy occurs if plantations occurs at all of the following, that is fallopian tube, ovary, xylem except. जी हाँ, ectopic pregnancy occurs if implantation occur at fallopian tube, ovary, xylem except uterus. जी हाँ, ectopic pregnancy occurs if implantation occur at fallopian tube, ovary, xylem except uterus. 31. Trophoblast is not involved in the formation of. Options are amnion and allantois. Fetal portion of the placenta. Chorionic villi. जी हाँ, trophoblast is not involved in the formation of body of the developing embryo. Question 32. Which of the following groups of hormones is produced in women only during pregnancy? जी हाँ, HCG, HPL, relaxin is that group of hormones which is produced in women only during pregnancy. जी हाँ, HCG, HPL, relaxin is that group of hormones which is produced in women only during pregnancy. Question 33. Sometimes the labor pains are less and uterine contractions have to be induced. What do you think the doctor inject to induce delivery? Yeah, sometimes the labor pains are less and uterine contractions have to be induced. Pitocin is injected by doctors to induce delivery. Question 34. The extra embryonic or fetal membrane are the amnion, chorion, allantois, and yolk sac. Which one of the following is not a function of amnion? Options are: it provides fluid medium to the developing embryo. Second, prevent desiccation. Third, functions as shock absorber. Fourth, takes part in formation of a fetal portion of placenta. जी हाँ, the extra embryonic or fetal membranes are the amnion, chorion, allantois, and yolk sac. Not a function of amnion is takes parts in formation of a fetal portion of placenta. Question 35. Which of the following decidua is situated between the embryo and myometrium of uterus? जी हाँ, decidua basalis is situated between the embryo and myometrium of uterus. जी हाँ, decidua basalis is situated between the embryo and myometrium of uterus.